Neverending Chain by Dragon Translator. Chapter 129. His to Defend. The male stood on legs that seemed destined to buckle under him. His right wing hung limp at his side, the nether spikes slashing gashes when Shadowfire threw him. Shadowfire moved, placing himself in between the male and Hiccup. Hiccup stared over the hunched form of the western dragon at the male. "Do you yield and accept the judgment placed upon you? Do you take the offer to leave alive, or do you wish to die here?" The male glared at Hiccup. "Your words mean nothing. You mean nothing." "Stand with Lady Alpha," Hiccup heard Toothless whisper seconds before Toothless leapt off the hill and moved to stand beside Shadowfire. "Protect your sister." Shadowfire grunted something in the old tongue and shifted back. Hiccup watched the western dragon jump up. Toothless's sister moved away, coming around to stand on Hiccup's right instead of his left. Shadowfire then stood beside Astrid and Moondust, whose wing extended over both. Gyda joined them, standing with Moondust between her and Astrid. "So you fight after I'm dishonourably attacked?" Hiccup spun back at the male's question. His eyes narrowed, but Toothless answered the male before Hiccup could. "My Alpha declared you are guilty of violating our most sacred laws. You are nothing, and your claims of a dishonourable treatment are nothing as well, worm." "I will enjoy gutting you, mate stealer." "Moondust placed herself under my protection, and I will defend her honour. But my Alpha has given you a sliver of a chance to live. I suggest you take it, for it will not be the nest dragons who will kill you. I will." The male lowered his head, mouth opened, blue-purple light beginning to build in his throat. Hiccup went a step forward. Toothless hissed. A bolt of plasma shot into the male's throat, bigger than the one Toothless used on the Terror, but vastly smaller than the one used to kill the Red Death. The gas in the male's throat imploded. The male yowled as a small fire licked at the insides of his mouth. Hiccup, despite his anger at the male, winced. The male coughed. "You coward!" The male hissed, voice sounding as if someone had driven tiny sharp rocks across it. Toothless spun, the Gronkle iron connecting rod keeping his tail fin intact cracking against the male's skull. The male dropped. Toothless completed his spin as the male stood. The legs were wobblier than before. "Do you take the life my Alpha offers?" Toothless demanded. "Or do you die here like the worthless lizard you are?" "I will kill you, and then I will kill that creature you bow to. I will take my mate home, and my nest will ravage this one." "Alpha?" Toothless questioned, his eyes never leaving the male. "He has made his choice," Hiccup said. "Kill him." Toothless's sensing lobes flattened. He pounced. The male shifted right. Toothless spun. Gronkle iron slammed into a sensing lobe. The male screeched. Toothless's jaw snapped. The male yowled. The male's jaws snapped. Toothless snarled. Both dragons rose up upon their hind legs, forelegs clawing and slashing. The male managed to slice a wing membrane. Toothless yowled, shoved. The male tumbled backwards. Toothless stalked forward, spat plasma repeatedly. The light cleared. Toothless had the male's muzzle clamped in between bared teeth, one paw crushing wing bone. The other held claws driven into the thinner throat scales. Thin enough dragon claws found grip. Hiccup heard the male squealing, saw paws slashing harmless against the air. Toothless lifted his head, jerked his neck sharply. The squeals silenced, and the paw slashing stilled. Toothless opened his mouth. The now lifeless male slumped, his head twisted and neck broken. Toothless stumbled back. Hiccup saw the damage the fight had done. "Go thee!" The elder stepped forward into the plaza. Hiccup went to run. Shadowfire gently picked him up and placed him at the bottom of the hill. Toothless spared a glance up, tipping his head. He ran to his brother. Toothless cooed but slumped to the ground, blood dripping from gashes in the right wing and from claw slices along chin and throat. A smaller, lower left sensing lobe bled from a bite wound. Gothi arrived a moment later. Hiccup blinked as her hands glowed the same green colour Gida's did when she used the minor healing spell she knew. "You're the other mage Gida spoke of." Gothi favoured him with a look he needed no translation for. She then turned her attention back to Toothless. "So, that be what happens when my son exiles a dragon?" Stoic asked, looking up at Lawkeeper. The Nightmare Elder sighed. "No, that is what happens when one who is exiled fights the Alpha's judgment." It did not help that the male dishonoured the female Windshrieker, and continued to do so, the head Changewing guard said, appearing on the side of the Great Hall, and climbing down to join Stoic and Lawkeeper. Each dragon has customs they follow, especially when it comes to starting a courtship. The male took a kind gesture from a nestmate, and violated the female's honour by claiming more than she offered. "The wind thing?" Stoic asked. "To a Windshrieker," Frostfire said, joining them and sitting upon Stoic's shoulder. "Covering another with their wing is something reserved only for flockmates. My brother and I adopted this custom as our uncle was a Windshrieker and taught it to us. When the male covered Moondust with his wing, without first courting her properly, he violated her honour. Mama said for humans, it was the same as a male forcing a female he was not in a matehood with to act as if she was." "I see," Stoic said slowly. He was both grateful the male Night Fury was dead and annoyed he had not been allowed to kill the worm. Stoic despised men who took from a woman what was not theirs in the gods' eyes. It was a belief that put him at odds with some Viking tribes that came to things at times. Stoic never cared what those fools thought, and made sure his tribe and his island did not suffer such acts. The last time had been long before Hiccup and the other teens had been born. The man did not survive, much like this piece of refuse now stinking up Stoic's plaza. "And when Moondust tucked herself onto Toothless's wing?" he asked in an effort to keep his temper. The fool dragon was dead. Toothless had seen to that. Stoic planned to speak to his son about a feast held in Toothless's honour for that deed. They had held a feast for Hawk after he killed Katika's attacker after all. "She placed herself under his protection," Frostfire said. "Her honour became his to defend, over the claim my brother and I have as our mother declared Moondust a part of our flock." "Be they courting now?" Stoic asked. If all his sons were courting and finding their future, Stoic planned to offer many sacrifices and praises to all the gods. All three of his boys deserved happiness. Stoic was also an honest man, and willing to admit, if only to himself, that he wanted grandchildren. Seeing all those hatchlings had only reinforced that. He knew that with Toothless's newly found younglings, he had grandchildren, but he wanted more and wanted to be there at the beginning with them. He had failed Hiccup, and he had not been able to see Toothless's younglings as hatchlings. He would not fail any other grandchildren the gods were willing to give him. Frostfire began. "It can lead to that, but Toothless has to initiate the courting. I'm not sure he will right now. I think he fears he will remind Moondust of that male and the dishonour the male showed her." "So you're saying my son be as stubborn as a Viking?" Stoic asked. Yeah." "That's fine. I've been knowing how to deal with stubborn Vikings." End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Holy crap, Moondust was raped! What? Okay, I'm with Stoic here. I know I could do literally nothing against a dragon that dangerous, but oh my god, I'm glad he's dead! Okay. Many of you guys will know that I have certain triggers. This is not one of them, but if it happened in reality, it would be. I can handle story-wise when it's referenced to like this post thing. It does not stop me being furious. But this is one of the main things I despise happening in any context. Rape, child abuse, mental abuse, and cannibalism. They are the main things I abjectly despise. Oh my god. But on a positive note, stoic, having those thoughts about his boys courting and having grandchildren. That's very sweet. And the thing about Hiccup's honour here, he did offer the male a chance to live. He might not know that the wing covering meant rape, but he did know it dishonoured Moondust. So that's very powerful. He gave him one chance, get out and never come back, or you die here. You know, one last chance. Hiccup is a peacemaker, but like this, when that piece is rejected, he doesn't hold back. Kill him. I respect that. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified for whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye, my guys, girls, and all by no pals. I'll see you in another video. Take care.